Welcome back to Who Died Today USA channel. In the past few days, we have received somber news about the passing of extraordinary talents. Today's episode is dedicated to honoring their memory. Additionally, we will recap the stars we have recently lost. Before we begin, we kindly ask for your support. If this video or the legacies of these remarkable individuals have touched your life, please consider giving this video a thumbs up as a sign of respect and remembrance. Thank you.
Won't you give me love, give me hope?
Mike Peters, the impassioned voice behind Welsh rock band The Alarm, passed away on April 29, 2025, at the age of 66, following a long and courageous battle with lymphoma and chronic lymphocytic leukemia. For over 4 decades, Mike's music and message inspired not only fans across the globe, but also those facing life's hardest struggles. Born in Rhyl, North Wales, Mike co-founded The Alarm in 1981. The band's anthemic songs like 68 Guns and Rain in the Summertime combined punk spirit with heartfelt activism, earning them a devoted following and opportunities to tour alongside legends like U2, Bruce Springsteen, and Bob Dylan. Yet it wasn't just the music that set Mike apart. It was his unwavering belief in hope, resilience, and living each day fully. Diagnosed with cancer in 1995, Mike never allowed the disease to silence his voice or his purpose. He co-founded the Love Hope Strength Foundation with his wife Jules, bringing life-saving donor matches to concerts and raising awareness with music-led mountain treks across the Himalayas and Kilimanjaro. His journey was chronicled in heartfelt documentaries, capturing not only his vulnerability, but also the boundless strength he shared with the world. Even when his illness returned in recent years, Mike continued to perform and connect, living the very words he sang: "Stay strong, live today." His spirit, open-hearted, bold, and deeply human, resonated in every lyric, every show, every cause he championed. Mike Peters leaves behind a musical and humanitarian legacy that transcends genres. He showed us that art and empathy are powerful tools for healing, that even in the face of adversity, we can choose courage. And through his life's work, he gave us more than songs. He gave us strength.
Feel bad now, Dorothy. You don't feel as dumb as I do, I can guarantee you. Let's move the categories around while I...
With warmth and gratitude, we reflect on the remarkable life of Wink Martindale, the beloved television host, radio personality, and entertainer who brought joy to millions across generations. Born Winston Conrad Martindale on December 4, 1933, in Jackson, Tennessee, Wink's journey began behind a microphone at just 17. What followed was a groundbreaking career in broadcasting that spanned more than 6 decades. Wink was a household name by the 1970s, best known for hosting iconic game shows like Gambit and Tic-Tac-Dough. His charm, quick wit, and impeccable timing made him a natural on screen, guiding contestants with grace and humor. During his tenure on Tic-Tac-Dough, he oversaw one of the longest winning streaks in game show history and gave away millions in prizes, moments that became television gold. Beyond television, Wink made his mark in radio and music. His 1959 hit Deck of Cards reached number 7 on the Billboard Hot 100, and he continued to work in broadcasting well into his later years. Wink's legacy extended behind the scenes too, with his production company developing new programming and nurturing future talent. In his final year, Wink faced a private health battle with lymphoma. He passed peacefully on April 15, 2025, at the age of 91, surrounded by family at Eisenhower Health in Rancho Mirage, California. Wink Martindale's life was one of energy, optimism, and entertainment. From interviewing a young Elvis Presley to becoming a staple of American living rooms, his voice and presence brought comfort, excitement, and laughter. He leaves behind a legacy built on connection and joy, a legacy that will continue to echo through the airwaves and hearts of those who loved him.
to heal the broken, to guide the lost. This is my purpose.
Breaking news. Today, we explore the remarkable journey of one of Hollywood's most enigmatic and beloved figures, Keanu Reeves. From blockbuster fame to profound personal loss, and from physical challenges to emotional strength, Keanu's story is one of quiet resilience and unwavering grace. How has Keanu Reeves impacted your view of celebrity, strength, or kindness? Let us know in the comments as we take a closer look at the man behind the legend. Born on September 2, 1964, in Beirut, Lebanon, Keanu Charles Reeves was raised primarily in Toronto. His early life was far from stable. His father left the family when Keanu was young, and he struggled in school due to dyslexia. Despite these early challenges, he discovered a love for acting that would become his life's anchor. Keanu's breakthrough came with the 1989 cult classic Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Audiences fell in love with his easygoing charm, and Hollywood quickly took notice. But it was Speed, 1994, and The Matrix, 1999, that transformed him into a global superstar. As Neo, the reluctant savior of a dystopian world, Keanu became a symbol of modern sci-fi cinema and an icon for a generation. While his career soared, Keanu's personal life was marked by devastating loss. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, he experienced the loss of his unborn child and former partner, Jennifer Syme. These tragedies shaped him profoundly. Rather than seek the spotlight, he often retreated from fame, finding solace in humility, work, and a private life. Despite the emotional toll, Keanu continued to work, not as a man chasing stardom, but as an artist honoring his craft. His dedication brought about a career renaissance in 2014 with John Wick. The intense, emotional, and physically demanding role allowed him to redefine himself yet again, this time as a stoic action hero with emotional depth. But that role came at a cost. Filming the John Wick series has been physically grueling. Keanu trains extensively and performs many of his own stunts. In recent years, he opened up about the toll this has taken. During the filming of Good Fortune in 2024, he fractured his kneecap. Still, he continued working, wearing a brace and pushing through each day's shoot with determination. He later joked that his heart is ready for John Wick 5, but his knees might disagree. At age 60, Keanu still works 7 days a week to maintain the physical conditioning his roles demand. His stamina, perseverance, and commitment to each character are unmatched, a true testament to his respect for the art of acting. Beyond the physical and emotional resilience, Keanu Reeves is also known for his profound generosity and empathy. He has quietly donated millions to children's hospitals and cancer research, inspired by his sister's battle with leukemia. He has also famously shared his film earnings with crew members and stunt teams, people he considers essential to any production. As an artist, he continues to evolve. In 2024, Keanu collaborated with author China Miéville to publish The Book of Elsewhere, a philosophical novel inspired by his comic series BRZRKR. This foray into literature reveals yet another layer of his creativity and intellect. Through all of this, Keanu remains refreshingly grounded. He is often seen riding the subway, chatting with fans, and showing up to charity events without fanfare. He does not seek attention. It simply follows him because of who he is. In a world where celebrity often breeds excess, Keanu Reeves offers a different model, one of humility, quiet strength, and meaningful connection. He has become more than an actor. He is a cultural figure of comfort, hope, and authenticity. So what is next for Keanu? With whispers of another Matrix story, more novels, and perhaps one more John Wick film, his journey is far from over. Yet, no matter what role he plays, it is clear that the most compelling character he brings to life is himself. What are your most cherished memories of Keanu Reeves on screen or in real life? Was it his portrayal of Neo, his relentless drive as John Wick, or a random act of kindness that left a mark on you? Share your stories below, and if Keanu's journey has inspired you, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more heartfelt tributes to the legends who shape our world. Keanu Reeves, a name that has come to represent resilience, humility, and the quiet strength to keep moving forward no matter the weight of the past. Michelle Trachtenberg was a radiant presence in American television and film, known for her versatility, poise, and unforgettable roles that spanned from childhood stardom to adult acclaim. Born on October 11, 1985 in New York City, Michelle began acting at the age of 3 and soon captured the hearts of viewers with her early performances in commercials and children's television. Her breakout came with the beloved title role in Harriet the Spy, 1996, where her charm and sharp wit announced the arrival of a true talent. As she grew, so did her ability to navigate complex roles. In Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she portrayed Dawn Summers, the mystical younger sister, bringing depth and emotion to the cult classic series. Later, her turn as Georgina Sparks in Gossip Girl showed audiences a cunning edge, making her one of the series' most memorable characters. Michelle's career also flourished in film, with standout roles in Ice Princess, Eurotrip, and 17 Again. But her talents extended beyond the screen. She was also a producer and narrator, lending her voice and vision to true crime series and animated projects. In recent years, Michelle faced personal health challenges with quiet strength. Following a liver transplant in 2024, she continued to pursue creative work. On February 26, 2025, she passed away at the age of 39 due to complications from diabetes mellitus. Her passing was met with heartfelt tributes from co-stars and fans who remembered her as joyous, witty, and full of light. Michelle Trachtenberg leaves behind a legacy of meaningful performances and a spirit that resonated deeply with audiences. Her artistry and warmth will be remembered always. Jesse Colin Young, the iconic voice behind the timeless anthem Get Together, lived a life steeped in music, purpose, and resilience. Born in Queens, New York in 1941, Jesse's journey began in the folk circles of Greenwich Village, but it quickly grew into something much larger, a soundtrack to the hopes of a generation. As the lead singer of the Youngbloods, Jesse helped define the sound of the late 1960s with messages of peace and human connection. Get Together wasn't just a hit. It was a call for unity that resonated deeply then and continues to echo today. His solo career flourished in the 1970s with soulful, heartfelt albums like Song for Julie, showcasing his ability to weave personal stories into broader human truths. Jesse's journey was not without its trials. A devastating wildfire destroyed his California home and studio in the 1990s, and in 2012, he was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease, prompting a difficult retreat from performing. Yet, true to his spirit, Jesse found his way back to music. Joined by his son Tristan, he returned to the stage and released Dreamers in 2019, an album that reflected both his enduring activism and boundless optimism. On March 16, 2025, Jesse passed peacefully at his home in South Carolina, surrounded by love. The cause was complications related to cardiac and hypertensive cardiovascular disease. He was 83. Jesse Colin Young's legacy is not just in the records he made or the stages he graced. It lives in every heart that still finds hope in his music, in every soul moved by his call to smile on your brother. His voice may have quieted, but his message remains, timeless, gentle, and true.
I didn't do much DJing in high school. As a matter of fact, I didn't really
start doing it professionally.
Jed the Fish, born Edwin Jed Gould III on July 15, 1955, was a legendary radio DJ best known for his groundbreaking work at Los Angeles' iconic alternative station, KROQ-FM. Over the span of 34 years, Jed helped shape the identity of KROQ and defined a generation of alternative and new wave music lovers. Starting at KROQ in 1978, Jed quickly stood out with his distinctive voice, quick wit, and fearless approach to programming. He was famously the first American DJ to play acts like Depeche Mode, Duran Duran, and The Pretenders. Artists who would go on to dominate the 80s and leave a lasting mark on pop culture. Jed's deep passion for music, combined with his irreverent on-air style, drew a loyal audience that trusted his instincts and discoveries. Outside of KROQ, he hosted the nationally syndicated show Out of Order, where he continued to spotlight both emerging and established artists in a unique countdown format. His role wasn't just as a presenter. He was a true tastemaker who championed innovation and authenticity in music. Despite his larger-than-life persona on the radio, Jed faced one of his greatest personal battles quietly. In early March 2025, he was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of small-cell lung cancer, particularly striking since he was not a smoker. His condition progressed rapidly, and he passed away peacefully at his home in Pasadena on April 14, 2025, at the age of 69. Jed the Fish's legacy lives on through the careers he helped launch and the airwaves he revolutionized. His impact on radio and music culture remains profound, a true original who lived and worked with passion, curiosity, and an undying love for the next great sound. George Armitage, the imaginative director and screenwriter behind beloved cult classics, passed away peacefully on February 15, 2025, at the age of 83. Best known for Miami Blues and Grosse Pointe Blank, Armitage's cinematic legacy is one of sharp wit, creative daring, and deep understanding of human complexity. Born in Hartford, Connecticut in 1942, Armitage found his way to Hollywood through the 20th Century Fox mailroom, where his passion and curiosity quickly propelled him into production. He began his career on Peyton Place and was soon writing for legendary producer Roger Corman, penning the anarchic satire Gas SSS in 1970. This early chapter forged his reputation for bold, countercultural storytelling. In the 1970s, Armitage directed and wrote a string of socially charged genre films, including Hitman and Vigilante Force. But it was in the 1990s that his voice truly resonated. Miami Blues introduced audiences to a new kind of crime thriller, edgy, offbeat, and emotionally raw, while Grosse Pointe Blank blended action and soul-searching humor with effortless style, earning a loyal fan base that endures to this day. Despite health challenges later in life, Armitage remained creatively engaged. His final feature, The Big Bounce, showcased his love for character-driven storytelling and sly twists. He was also a mentor and friend to many, known for his generosity on set and his deep respect for the collaborative spirit of filmmaking. George Armitage is survived by his beloved wife Sharon, their son Brent, and grandchildren Caroline and Nick. His work continues to spark laughter, thought, and admiration, hallmarks of a storyteller who, at every turn, understood how to make film feel deeply personal and joyfully alive.
Maybe if we both wish very, very hard, my secret wish will come true.
Okay, what do we do?
Hold your hands.
Lynne Marie Stewart was a cherished American actress and comedian whose joyful spirit lit up stages and screens for over 5 decades. Born and raised in Los Angeles, she began her journey in the world of performance through the famed Groundlings improv troupe, where she formed lifelong friendships and honed the craft that would define her career. Audiences across generations knew and loved her best as Miss Yvonne, the most beautiful woman in Puppetland, in the beloved children's series Pee-wee's Playhouse. From 1986 to 1990, her vibrant presence and warm-hearted charm became a fixture in households nationwide. She brought that same energy to the stage and films, including Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Big Top Pee-wee, earning a place in the hearts of fans young and old. Her talents reached far beyond Puppetland. Lynn took on a rich variety of roles in television classics like MASH, Laverne and Shirley, Night Court, and most recently as Bonnie, the tough but loving mother of Charlie in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Whether in a comedy sketch or a sitcom, she infused every performance with a sincerity that made her unforgettable. In the final chapter of her life, Lynn remained devoted to her art. In December 2024, just after wrapping up her latest work, she was diagnosed with a tumor located between her liver and gallbladder. With grace and quiet strength, she spent her remaining time surrounded by loved ones, taking pride in the completion of a career defined not by fame, but by passion and generosity. Lynne Marie Stewart leaves behind a legacy of laughter, kindness, and creativity. She will always be remembered for the joy she brought into the world and the light she never stopped sharing. David Thomas was a visionary American musician and writer, born on June 14, 1953, in Miami, and raised in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. With no formal musical training and a voice he once described as tone-deaf, he nonetheless became one of the most influential figures in avant-garde and post-punk music through sheer originality and fierce creative drive. As the frontman of Pere Ubu, Thomas brought an uncompromising spirit to the stage, defying conventions with every note. He called their sound avant-garage, a genre that, much like the man himself, refused to be boxed in. With a liquid, expressive voice and a theatrical stage presence, Thomas challenged audiences to listen differently, to feel more deeply. Over 5 decades, he led Pere Ubu through 32 studio albums, alongside numerous solo projects, operas, and experimental collaborations. His lyrics, often cryptic and poetic, explored the strangeness of life and the shadows of human experience. Each album, he once said, needs to be a step forward into a deeper and more complex rendering of the human experience. In the final years of his life, Thomas lived in Brighton and Hove, England, where he continued to write and record despite facing long-term health challenges related to kidney disease. True to form, he was working on a new album and memoir, determined to leave nothing unfinished. David Thomas passed peacefully with music playing and family nearby. His voice, quirky, fearless, and utterly his own, resonates still. Through sound and spirit, he changed what rock music could be. His legacy will live on in every bold note and uncompromising lyric he left behind. Lindseay Alexander was a beloved American bluesman, born on July 23, 1942, in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Known to fans as the Hoochie Man, he carried the soul of the Delta and the fire of Chicago's South Side in every note he played. With his smooth guitar licks, gritty vocals, and stories spun straight from the heart, Alexander became a fixture in the blues world, captivating listeners with both charm and authenticity. He discovered the guitar as a young teen in Memphis, Tennessee, and by the time he reached Chicago in 1959, he had found his calling. Over the years, Alexander performed in countless clubs, leading bands like the Hot Tomatoes and the Equitable Band, while holding day jobs to make ends meet, including a post with the Chicago Police Department. His devotion to the blues never wavered, and his perseverance would later blossom into well-earned recognition. Though his recording career began later in life, Alexander made an indelible mark with albums like Been There Done That, 2012, Come Back Baby, 2014, and Live at Rosa's, 2020. His sound was steeped in tradition, but alive with humor and personal truth, music that spoke to real life, lived fully. On February 22, 2025, Lynseay Alexander passed away in Chicago at the age of 82. His family shared that he had faced health issues in his later years, though he continued to perform and share his music as long as he could. Lynseay Alexander's journey was one of resilience, soul, and deep connection. His legacy lives on in every chord played with heart, and in the Chicago blues scene he helped shape and inspire for generations to come. David St. John was a gifted American television producer whose work brought depth, dignity, and compassion to reality storytelling. Born in 1968, he built a career not through spectacle, but through sincere connection, highlighting voices often unheard and stories often untold. St. John began his journey at MTV, rising from assistant to story producer, and eventually earned a central role shaping America's Next Top Model, co-executive producing more than 100 episodes between 2007 and 2011. But it was through I Am Jazz, the groundbreaking TLC series following Jazz Jennings and her family, that St. John left his deepest mark. From 2015 to 2020, he served as executive producer, guiding the show with care and earning a GLAAD Media Award in the process. Jazz's family remembered him as more than just a producer. He was family. In 2021, he brought the Tease Madison experience to life, and his final project, Jay and Pamela, set to air in 2025, celebrates the journey of a couple living with brittle bone disease, yet another testament to his belief in the beauty of human resilience. St. John's life was also marked by quiet courage. 15 years ago, he underwent 2 brain surgeries to remove tumors. In the years that followed, he volunteered to comfort others facing similar procedures, bringing hope where it was needed most. On December 19, 2024, David St. John passed away at age 56 following a private battle with pancreatic cancer. He spent his final months doing what he loved, shaping stories that uplift and heal. David's legacy lives on not just in the shows he created, but in the lives he touched. He reminded us all that kindness, laughter, and love are the most powerful stories of all. Dave Allen was a pioneering British bassist and creative visionary, born in Kendal, England in 1955. From his earliest days in the Leeds music scene, Allen carved a path defined by rhythm, rebellion, and relentless innovation. He found his voice, deep, pulsing, unforgettable, not with words, but through his instrument. As a founding member of Gang of Four, Allen brought a bold, funk-infused energy to the post-punk movement of the late 1970s. His melodic, yet forceful bass lines on the band's iconic debut, Entertainment, 1979, and its follow-up, Solid Gold, 1981, helped shape the sound of a generation. Songs like Damaged Goods and I Found That Essence Rare became anthems for listeners seeking something raw, political, and real. After departing Gang of Four, Allen co-founded Shriekback, where he continued to push musical boundaries with albums like Oil and Gold. He later explored diverse sounds through projects like Low Pop Suicide, Elastic Pure Joy, and King Swamp, always driven by a restless, creative spirit. His career eventually extended beyond performance into music tech, where he brought his talents to companies like Beats Music and Apple. In his later years, Allen faced a private health journey with early-onset dementia. Despite the challenges, he remained surrounded by love and respect. On April 5, 2025, he passed peacefully at home, leaving behind his wife Patty, their children, and a circle of friends and bandmates who cherished him. Dave Allen's legacy is one of fearless artistry, He helped define an era of music that still resonates today. His sound lives on in the beats and hearts of the many he inspired.
Come on, I want to go crazy. You want to go crazy? You want to go crazy? Okay.
Lenny Schultz was a one-of-a-kind American comedian whose wild energy and boundless creativity made him a beloved figure on stages and screens across the country. Born December 13, 1933, in the Bronx, Lenny was once scouted by the New York Yankees before a shoulder injury shifted his path. Instead of the pitcher's mound, he found his spotlight in classrooms and eventually comedy clubs. For over 30 years, Lenny taught physical education in New York City schools, even as his second career as a comic began to bloom. It was his students who first encouraged him, laughing so hard in class that they insisted, "You should be in show business." In 1969, he took the stage at the Improv in Manhattan, launching a career defined by madcap humor, sound effects, and a whirlwind of props that few dared to follow. His unforgettable routines earned him spots on The Tonight Show, The Ed Sullivan Show, Late Night with David Letterman, and others. He brought joy to audiences in the Catskills and across the country, and he lit up television in the 1970s with appearances on Ball 4, Laugh In, and Drawing Power. Known for his signature line, "Go crazy, Lenny," he always did, with full-hearted zest. Though his performances were wild, his life was grounded in dedication, to laughter, to teaching, and to family. He continued to entertain into the early 2000s, even after enduring 2 bouts of illness later in life. On March 16, 2025, Lenny Schultz passed away peacefully at his home in Delray Beach, Florida, from natural causes. He leaves behind a legacy of laughter and love, remembered by fans and fellow comedians as an original, zany, fearless, and unforgettable.
Who left us here returns for us at last.
Danny Cox was a powerful voice in American folk music, whose songs carried the weight of experience and the spirit of justice. Born on July 18, 1943, in Cincinnati, Ohio, Danny's deep baritone and heartfelt lyrics became a source of comfort, courage, and community over a career that spanned more than 6 decades. His musical journey began in the 1960s with performances on the Hootenanny Folk Tour, and he went on to record several acclaimed albums, including At the Seven Cities, 1963, Sunny, 1968, and Feel So Good, 1974. But for Danny, music was never just about melody, it was about meaning. He moved to Kansas City in 1967, where he became a cornerstone of the local music scene, performing in clubs, mentoring young artists, and using his voice to uplift causes close to his heart. A passionate advocate for civil rights, Danny never shied away from telling the truth. He lived through moments of painful discrimination and turned those experiences into songs that spoke for many. His work included Fair Ball, a musical play honoring the legacy of the Negro Leagues in baseball, a testament to his belief in telling the stories that mattered. In 2008, when a fire destroyed his home, the community he had long supported came together to lift him up, a reflection of the love and respect he had earned. That same spirit carried him through his later years, even as health challenges grew. On March 7, 2025, Danny Cox passed away from heart failure following a medical procedure. He was 81. His legacy endures in every note he sang and in every heart he helped heal through music and truth.
This is my 3rd time crying. And I cried the other day.
Breaking news. Wendy Williams, once the unshakable queen of daytime television, has spent the past few years navigating a life filled with headlines, heartbreak, and health battles. Her voice was once the soundtrack of gossip culture. Her presence electric, unpredictable, and always unapologetically bold. But today, a different question captures the public's imagination. Where is Wendy Williams now, and is her story truly over? Wendy was born on July 18, 1964, in Asbury Park, New Jersey. Early in life, she discovered that she had a gift, an unfiltered, magnetic personality that belonged in front of a microphone. She cut her teeth in radio, eventually making a name for herself in major markets like New York City, where her bold takes on celebrity culture and pop trends made her a standout in the competitive world of urban radio. Her rise was not without controversy, but that controversy made her a star. Her defining moment came in 2008 when The Wendy Williams Show launched in national syndication. With her now famous catchphrase, "How you doin'?" and a style that straddled sincerity and shade, Wendy became a household name. For over a decade, she entertained millions daily with her Hot Topics segment and off-the-cuff interviews. Unlike other hosts, she was not afraid to say what others only thought. Yet behind the glitz of daytime television, Wendy's personal battles brewed. She openly shared her diagnosis with Graves' disease and lymphedema, conditions that affected her physical stamina and appearance. These health issues led to several absences from her show, sparking concern from viewers and the media alike. In 2021, the cracks became harder to ignore. Wendy disappeared from the airwaves for an extended period. Speculation intensified, and by 2022, her long-running talk show was canceled. Fans were shocked. Rumors of financial mismanagement and cognitive decline began to swirl, further fueled by her bank, Wells Fargo, freezing her accounts and claiming she was no longer mentally fit to handle her own finances. What followed was even more unexpected. A legal guardianship was put in place, removing her control over her estate and day-to-day life. Wendy protested the arrangement, asserting she was capable and clear-minded. Still, the court sided with her guardian, leading to a painful separation from her independence. In 2024, Lifetime released a searing documentary titled Where is Wendy Williams? The project painted an unvarnished portrait of her current life, one that includes medical supervision, limited freedom, and a fractured relationship with family. Wendy herself admitted during filming that she had just $15 in her possession at one point, a stark contrast to the millions she once earned. The documentary revealed not only her health and financial decline, but also exposed family tensions. Wendy accused her own son of misusing her money, calling him a horrible person in one particularly emotional scene. These revelations split public opinion. Some saw it as exploitation, others as a painful cry for help. Despite everything, Wendy Williams is not ready to be counted out. In a 2025 interview on The View, she declared, "I am not cognitively impaired. I feel fabulous. I want my life back." Her statement sparked a new wave of support, with fans rallying behind hashtags like #ChewFreeWendy and demanding answers about the guardianship process. As of now, Wendy resides in an assisted living facility, receiving round-the-clock care. Reports vary. Some say she is slowly recovering. Others insist the damage is permanent. Her guardian maintains that Wendy is permanently incapacitated, yet Wendy continues to speak for herself in defiance of that label. So what happens next? Can Wendy reclaim control of her life? Or is she destined to remain sidelined while others make decisions for her? One thing is clear. Her story, though battered and bruised, is not finished. Wendy Williams has always been a fighter. Whether on a radio mic, in front of a live audience, or now behind legal constraints, she remains a symbol of boldness, vulnerability, and resistance. Her journey is a powerful reminder of how quickly fame can fade, how health can shift everything, and how even the strongest voices can fall silent, but also how they can find their way back. What do you think of Wendy's story? Do you believe her voice still has more to say? Let us know in the comments below. And if this story moved you, subscribe and share with others who believe in second chances, strength, and speaking truth to power.